Hello friends, I am Tushar Kekar. I am from Rao IIT. My code is TKB, and in this session we are going to talk about Kingdom Monera and Kingdom Protista. Now in this Kingdom Monera, this Monera kingdom is the most ancient type of organisms kingdom. That is, it is supposed to be developed 3.5 million years ago, majority of the organisms in this kingdom, which is considered to be the most ancient kinds of organisms produced on this planet. Whereas now, according to Whitaker, Monera are the kingdom of prokaryotes. That whenever any prokaryotic organism is going to be present, it will be kept definitely in the Monera. So much obvious, as we are saying, is a prokaryotic cell. That is, they are majority of the organisms or most organisms, they are simple and prokaryotic cell. So as definitely it is unsaid, that is, if it all is a prokaryotic cell, many characters we are going to get as a absence of well-defined nucleus. Nuclear membrane, nucleolus, nucleoplasm, nucleopore, chromatin will not be there. But we are not saying its DNA is absent. Either DNA or RNA or DNA majority of the time will be present, but that is directly in contact with cytoplasm. Whereas there is no histone, a very special type of proteins for packaging of DNA. So as DNA directly will be regarded as a chromosome. So there will be only single DNA and that will be only one chromosome. Whereas DNA is oftenly circular. These characters are unsaid over here, as we are saying is a prokaryotic cell. Second such unsaid character, that's definitely there is no membrane bounded cell organelles. Definitely there won't be any cell membrane bounded cell organelle like a mitochondria, Golgi apparatus, endoplasmic reticulum, lysosomes, dictyosomes. All such kind of things will not be there. Whereas there will be definitely presence of ribosomes, but ribosomes will be of 70S. 70S Sedgwick's constant or Sedgwick's sedimentation unit, but definitely they will not be 80S. These rules or these particular characters are unsaid, as we are saying is a prokaryotic cell. Whereas another character of this kingdom Monera, that is, in Monera we are going to get both of them, either autotrophs or heterotrophs. Say for example, cyanobacteria, majority of them they are blue-green algae and all of them are, say, photosynthetic. So they are autotrophs. Whereas bacteria, eubacteria, archaebacteria, and then the rickettsia, spirochetes and all, they are all, say, very importantly heterotrophs. Whereas now coming to next, that is very important character, most widespread group of organism on this earth. Literally these particular organisms who are coming in this Monera, they are ubiquitous. They are present on our human skin as well as in the intestine, very oftenly E. coli. Whereas they are present everywhere. There is hardly any place where these Monera group members are not there. Whereas also they are so widely spread, unfortunately we have to say is a less known kingdom. There's except some few of them, that is E. coli, we know in much more better way, is a genotype has been done and all that stuff. Whereas majority of them, we know them, but we don't know much more detail about them. That's why we can say it's a less known kingdom. Whereas now coming to, say, cellular characters, there's the very first cell wall. In many of them, cell wall is not present. Say for example, mycoplasma is a one group where it is considered to be the smallest cell on this planet, whereas it doesn't have cell wall, so as it keeps on changing its shape. So as, say, cell wall might be absent or it might be present, but whenever it is present, it is definitely not made up of cellulose. It will be always very complex and having, say, polysaccharides involved in it, different kinds of polysaccharides, whereas say proteins are involved in it, whereas lipids concentration will be always negligible. Whereas coming to locomotion, Now, either locomotion by its own will be absent. Say in case of cyanobacteria, locomotion as such is not present. Whereas, if at all it is present, cilia are completely absent in this group. No cilia, but it might be, locomotion might be present because of flagella, or it might be because of streaming movement or cytoplasmic movement, but definitely not with the cilia. Whereas coming to next very important character, reproduction. How reproduction takes place in this group? Thus this group is very well known for, say, asexual reproduction only. That is, complete absence of sexual reproduction takes place in this. Now no doubt in some of the bacteria and all, say some sort of sexual reproduction takes place, but it is not a true sexual reproduction, as there are no formation of gametes and all. But advantages of sexual reproduction will be achieved just by exchanging the genetic material. So, but it cannot be called as true sexual reproduction. So, as definitely we can say sexual reproduction is absent. Whereas asexual reproduction takes place by various ways, and definitely the most commonest way is binary fission, or by production of different kinds of spores, which are resting spores. But the most prominent, most common is nothing but the asexual reproduction, and that too in asexual reproduction is binary fission. Now depend on different characters, say whether there is autotroph or photoautotroph, or photoautotrophs or chemoautotrophs and all, or is a heterotroph, and various other, say, conditions, we can have kingdom Monera divided into several such groups. Which are that several such groups? That's the very first, Archaebacteria. As the name suggests, archaeos means old. So they are the most primitive and the most ancient type of organism present on this planet, and supposed to be derived first on this planet. And Archaebacteria, say for example methanogens, and then the very famous Methanobacillus, Methanotropus, Methanococcus, which are producing methane as a biogas, they comes under this. Whereas say sulfur metabolizing bacteria, there's a green sulfur bacterium, is also a typical example of this Archaebacteria. Whereas Eubacteria, they are little advanced type of bacteria, and the most famous example for it is E. coli, which is a friend for all of us. Whereas coming to next, that's the Cyanobacteria. Cyanos means green, blue. So as they appear blue-green in color, that's why they are called as very oftenly blue-green algae, and majority of this blue-green algae, they can be unicellular or multicellular. Many of them are multicellular, like a nostoc, Olsora, then the Gliotricha, then the Anabina, Oscillatoria. These are multicellular forms of it. So as they are also coming in this Monera. Whereas coming to next, actinomycetes. Now we should not forget about these actinomycetes. They are most commonly called as filamentous bacteria, because they are showing some characters of bacteria, some characters of fungi. Whereas say a very famous common type of, say, genus out of this actinomycetes is Streptomyces. Now why we are saying it's very famous, very common? Because majority of our antibiotics come from this genus Streptomyces. Whereas along with that, there is another example as actinomycetes. They are also very responsible for formation of some kind of antibiotics. Whereas now coming to next, that's a Mycoplasma, that they are oftenly called as jokers of microbiology, because they keeps on changing the shape. Why? Because they don't have cell wall at all. And the typical example, that is a Mycoplasma pneumoniae, that is considered to be the smallest cell on this planet. Whereas Rickettsia, that is they are pleuromorphic prokaryotes. They are going to have present in a different forms. Whereas spirochetes, that is a Leptospira, Borrelia, these are some of the examples for it, and which may cause various kinds of diseases and disorders in case of human being. Our gum problems or teeth problems are majority are concerned with the spirochetes. Whereas the last, there's a Chlamydia. There's a Chlamydia pneumoniae is a typical example, which used to be considered as a virus once upon a time, but they are definitely not considered as a virus now, but they are the members of kingdom Monera. So this is about the Monera. Now we shall study now along with this kingdom Monera, kingdom Protista. It is a kingdom of unicellular eukaryotes. That's all the organism in this kingdom is always compulsorily unicellular. Whereas Monera, Plantae and fungi, they are going to have, Monera, then the Plantae and Animalia, they are going to have, all of them might be say multicellular or some of them might be unicellular. Whereas in case of fungi, they might be unicellular or multicellular. So as generally in kingdom Plantae, we are going to get all of them multicellular. In Animalia also multicellular eukaryotes. In fungi, we are going to get a combination of two unicellular or multicellular eukaryotes. Whereas in kingdom Monera, we are going to get either unicellular or multicellular prokaryotes. Whereas this is the only one group which is going to have both these characters unique, that's a eukaryotes but unicellular. So that's why unicellular eukaryotes kingdom. Whereas it's very important that it is much more complicated than Monera. We can consider that Monera were much more simpler, whereas this prokaryotes are Protista is going to be very complicated. Whereas now which are the characteristics feature that is a eukaryotic cell? There will be always body is made up of unicellular, but all of them are eukaryotic. So as unsaid, that is a presence of cell organelles like a Golgi apparatus, endoplasmic reticulum, lysosomes, dictyosomes, spirosomes, centrioles, centrosomes, many of them. Presence of vacuole. Whereas another very important issue about it, that all of them, they are going to show a distinct nucleus, which is having a distinct nuclear membrane, also called as nuclear envelope or karyotheca, whereas is going to have nucleoplasm, whereas in nucleoplasm there is a chromatin and having a distinct nucleolus. So these are unsaid characters of this Protista group. Whereas now coming to next, that's a mode of nutrition, that they can be autotrophs, and majority of Protista, they are photoautotrophs. Very less or negligible number of them are there, they are showing chemoautotrophs, but majority of them say they are photoautotrophs. Whereas they can be heterotrophs as well, whereas in heterotrophs they can be consumers like amoeba, whereas they can be saprophytes like slime molds, whereas they can be parasites, either like say from the king Animalia like protists. Whereas now a very important distinct life style shown by these plants, animals and fungi are found in various group of protists. That is, in Plantae we are going to have autotrophic mode of nutrition and a sexual reproduction in specific way. In the similar fashion in animal there will be heterotrophic mode of nutrition. In fungi is altogether exclusive type of mode of nutrition. So as definitely the roots of such development is shown in case of Protista. So it is believed that is from Protista group or from Protista member, three different lines have evolved and there was a development of first fungi, first Plantae kingdom member and then the first Animalia kingdom members. Whereas now coming to cell wall, that either cell wall is absent. In case of animal like protist, generally cell wall will be absent, whereas plant like protist, it is going to be present. But whenever it is present, it is definitely cellulosic and it will not be complicated like a Monera. Whereas locomotion, it can be either absent or it can be present. Whereas if it all is present, it can take place with the help of flagella. It can be cilia, that cilia are definitely present over here as a locomotory organ, or it can be pseudopodia. So by any three ways that say locomotion is going to occur, whereas in some of them there is no absolute locomotion. Whereas coming to reproduction, now very contrasting with the Monera, that is this Protista, they are going to show asexual as well as sexual type of reproduction, whereas asexual type of reproduction is further divided. It can be vegetative like a binary fission, or it can be production of several kinds of spores, They can be motile or they can be non-motile spores, called as a aplanospores and a planospores. Whereas very important that it is going to have sexual reproduction. Whereas sexual reproduction definitely involves formation of gametes. That gametes will get fused with each other, male and a female gamete, producing a zygote. But very striking feature of zygote over here, that is zygote is not going to get converted into embryo, but zygote will get converted into oospore, and then oospore will directly produce a new generation. It will never form embryo. That is a striking feature of sexual reproduction. Generally we accept after sexual reproduction there will be production of embryo, but in this case there is no embryo formation. Whereas now definitely on the life pattern, how they are going to acquire their food material, okay, which role they are going to play in ecological succession and all, we can divide this kingdom Protista into these three subgroups. First is a plant-like protist, which are called as, most oftenly called as Protistid algae. A second group, fungi-like protist, which are either called as consumer decomposer protists or slime molds. The slime molds are more say common name for this fungi-like protists, more popular name, whereas animal-like protists, that they are called as protozoan protists. Now these three subgroups, they are going to show three different striking features. Which are they? That is the very first, in plant-like protists cell wall is always present, whereas in case of slime molds, for some part of the life cycle it won't be present, for some life cycle or for reproduction generally it will be getting produced. Whereas say in case of animal-like protists, it will be definitely not there. So a cell wall will be absent in animal-like protists or protistid, say protozoan protists. Whereas second, very important, that is a plant-like protists are always autotrophs, whereas these fungi-like protists, they are heterotrophs, whereas animal-like protists, they are also heterotrophs. Whereas this animal-like protist, heterotrophic mode of nutrition, they are going to engulf the food. So as they are, say, very important, they are going to eat the food. Whereas say fungi-like protists, they are going to digest it extracellular. So as absorption type, and over here ingestion type of mode of nutrition is observed. Whereas now very important, plant-like protists, they are going they are going to produce typically reserve food material to that of plants like a starch. Whereas slime molds, they are going to produce say majority of the time starch, very some of the time there will be chitin and lipids and the oils will be produced. Mannitol will be also produced. Whereas animal-like protists, they are going to have definitely reserve food material which is made up of glycogen. So these are the three important striking features between the plant-like, animal-like and fungi-like protist. So that is about the protista. So as these protists are very challenging. Why challenging? Because some of them, they are going to show autotrophic mode of nutrition, some of them they are showing a heterotrophic mode of nutrition, some of them they are going to show typical locomotion like by pseudopodia in case of amoeba, in case of Paramecium it is because of cilia, whereas in case of Chlamydomonas it will be with the help of flagella. Whereas some of them, they are not going to show at all any movement. Say for example in plant-like protists, there are some examples like diatoms which cannot move their cell by their own, but with the help of water and all they are going to move. So as they are going to show, say, movement not because of their own cell but by different ecological factors. Whereas that's why it's very difficult to imagine such a huge heterogeneous group. Why it is heterogeneous group? Because cell wall might be present, might be absent. Reserve food material either in the form of starch or in the form of glycogen. So as opposite characters or contrasting characters are more in this group, so that's why it's always a challenge to all biologists to study protista group. Whereas coming to examples of this Protista group, that is, there are several examples. If at all we will just keeps on say enlisting them, it will be Chlamydomonas, Diatoms, then the say Physarum, Tubifera, Dictyostelium, then the amoeba, paramecium likewise. But we can definitely put amoeba and paramecium in a animal like protist, whereas Chlamydomonas and Diatoms in plant like protist, whereas this Tubifera, Physarum and Dictyostelium definitely in a say slimy molds or say fungi like protist. So that is about the protists. Coming to the conclusion of this session, that is a kingdom Monera and kingdom Protista, that this kingdom Monera is considered to be the most primitive kind of kingdom, which is going to show prokaryotic type of cells. Whereas this Protista is considered to be very unique kingdom because none of them will be having multicellular structure. All of them will be having only unicellular body. Whereas this Monera and Protista are still considered to be say primitive group, because first character which was shown by Monera is a very important prokaryotic, whereas even the unicellular organisms are considered to be say primitive. So as this Monera and Protista, definitely they are the primitive kingdoms, whereas Monera is the most primitive and is considered that from Monera Protista group have developed. Whereas definitely this Protista is one of the very important kingdom, because as it is going to show heterogeneous kinds of organism, and which is going to show a perfectly a plant like protist, animal like protist and a fungi like protist. It is considered that is this Protista have given, or Protista member have given